Okay. Hey, good morning, guys, or afternoon. This is Demetrius with Kila Traders. Today is December 9th. And so today I'm going to take a look at Bitcoin. And really, we're actually the goal of this particular video is to take a look at one of the trading tools that we use called the Fibonacci. And so the Fibonacci retracement is a very good tool that a lot of technical traders use, and it has a lot of good applications to be able to give you a good indication of where the market may be pushing in one direction or the other, when potentially could be a good time to buy an asset, or when to sell it or let it go. And so we're going to take a look at that Fibonacci tool today and show how we use that. And so in this particular example, I'm going to look at Bitcoin here because let's say we're going to take a look at Bitcoin. I'm looking on the daily chart right now. And so for Bitcoin, we can see, and I've got a lot of other kind of things here on my chart right now that actually, for clarity purposes, let me just hide some of this stuff, guys, because I don't want any of this other stuff to kind of be in our way right now. This is a previous trade we had back here. Let me see if I can get that out of the way. Okay, so here we're just looking pretty much at a clean chart. And so I'm going to show you how we use the Fibonacci tool and how you can use it as well to help you in your trading, whether you're trading cryptos or trading the regular stocks, whatever. It really doesn't matter. This tool works. Fibonacci uses what is often referred to as the golden ratio. The golden ratio is the 61.8. So if you guys have not done this, look up some videos and some other places on YouTube and places like that about the Fibonacci, and just see how this is a sequence that is I refer to it as a God designed sequence. It's a sequence that occurs periodically in nature, occurs in lots of different things all over creation. And the financial markets are no exemption to that. And so we're going to show you how we use this tool here. So one of the things we're going to look back and go to see some of these levels. So right now, crypto is pumping, right? Crypto market is pushing up. And it has been doing so, it looks like, since it's around this time, the first part of September or so. And it looks like around September 10th, 11th, 12th, or something like that. We bottomed out here and just began this push upwards. And so let's take a look at how this Fibonacci tool could be used to help us, predict some of these movements. Is this thing going to continue moving? Should I buy it now? Should I not? A lot of people are asking right now. Bitcoin is sitting around almost $44,000. It's pushed up a lot. Is this a good time to buy? And maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Let's take a look. So the first thing we're going to do is start out with the basic. I'm sorry, I don't know why my trading view keeps referring to that. Maybe let me close this other instance, and then I won't do that. So let's go to our basic Fibonacci tool here. This is a fib retracement. And so we're using TradingView, if you guys are familiar with this. And so to start with the Fibonacci level, we want to go and measure the first move that's made. So if we go down here and see Bitcoin bottomed out right around here, the first time things really started moving, the price pushed up, and it looked like it was just going up for several days. But we hit this point and it had a significant pullback here. The Fibonacci tool allows us to measure those particular pullbacks and see, is this something that's gonna, keep moving or not? And so let's do that. So when I select the tool, all I have to do is go and select the bottom part of wherever the move started. Let's say the move started here, and then drag it up to the point where the market stopped its first initial move, and that's going to be right about here. I'm going to try to zoom this in a little bit so we can see it a little bit better. Okay, so what I did was I measured the bottom of this move here from where the bottom of the move started up to the time that it made its first initial impulsive move. And so that brought the market to about here. And then we started to see it pull back some. So that's what we're looking for in this first initial look at the Fibonacci. And so when you do that, it's going to create these levels over here on the side. That's going to tell us, these different ratios, how significant that particular pullback was. And in the settings here, the settings that we prefer to use, are 236, 382, 0.5, 618, 70.5, and etc. And so the golden ratio, though, for Fibonacci is the 618. So when you create this drawing, you do this initial move, it's going to show you where this 618 area is. And so after we made this first move here, and it looked like it wasn't going to go up anymore, this next candle formed and it was lower. The next one formed and it was lower. That told us at this point in time, I'm going to go back in time and say, oops, forgive me. I'm going to go back and assume we were looking at this particular day. So let's say this was, say, September 20th. And we saw the market had made these moves up, up, up. And it looked like, okay, it did not make another high. So maybe this thing has kind of, stalled for now. Let's go to the next day. If we go over one more day, and I know I'm not in replay mode. I don't want to do that for right now. But now we see this thing is starting to move back. So this is the point where I would have come in and drawn my fib. I would have done from here up to this level. And so it gives me this 618 level. It tells me here this price of 25,894 is the golden ratio. And so that, generally speaking, says that if this move is going to continue, if Bitcoin is going to continue to go up, it is most likely going to come in this region of this 618 price level before it continues going up. Some people like to use a guideline. I prefer depending on the asset. I prefer for cryptos, things like that, to use somewhere between the 50 and the 618. Bitcoin usually comes closer to that 618 level, but I would use a pretty good range. So let's say at that point, I would have had an idea that between 26,200 and 25,000, let's just say 900, that somewhere within that $300 range, that would have been a good place for me to buy Bitcoin. And so let's see what happened as time went on. The price did push down into this area, and you'll see it came down between the 0.5 and the 0.618. It came exactly between those areas. So that's what we love to see as a technical trader, that this market came here, it sustained this. And actually, when I see that these candles ended up closing above, they came down into the 618 region, but they closed above the 50, and price did not want to stay down here, that would have told me at that time that's a pretty strong indication that we're going bullish. And so you could have taken a buy on Bitcoin somewhere around, and these are daily candles. So you would have had a little bit of time, either between that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday-ish. By the time this Wednesday candle closed, this would have been a good time to buy it. So around 26,370 should have been when we were buying Bitcoin. Okay, and now you can see from that point, the market did continue to push up and up and up. And now we're way up here at 40, 50,000. Well, not quite 50, but 44. Some people saying, hey, it's maybe going to go to 50,000 and all that. And we'll see. We'll see what the market does. But I just wanted to show you that example of using the Fibonacci tool for that. So let's go and do the same thing. I'm going to do a repeat. I'm going to delete this one, and I'm going to do a repeat on the next time Bitcoin started to move. So let's say if you missed that move, now here's the next impulsive move. Once price came down to this level, we saw it go up to here and do another pullback. So let's do the Fibonacci measure on that one. Let's go back to here. I think I'm still on regular fib retracement. Yeah. So let's start this time. We're going to go, because this is where the move started. So I'm going to put my first mark here, and then I'm going to drag it up to where price, the highest point that price got before it started to pull back. And here, in this case, it got up to around 28,580. And so at that point, I would have done my fib level and expected it, looking for the golden ratio. I'm looking for it to come back to around this 618. Now at this time, we can see what happened is it pushed beyond that. It came right to this 618 area. Price pushed down a little bit further and came down to the 78.6 level. So to me, that says that, hey, that particular move there was not as strong. Price should not have pulled back this far. And usually if we see that happens, there's sometimes fundamental things going on. Something happened crazy in the market externally to cause people to want to sell and push back further than this. Nonetheless, the price did come back to that level, and so I still would have been looking to see if we held this 618 level. If we did not hold this 618 level, I would not have been ready to buy. But once the price pushed down and it came back above this 618 level, this day would have been October 15th. Price pushed back above here and closed back above this 618 level. There again, that's the golden ratio. That's another time opportunity we had to buy Bitcoin. Buy it again at around 27,150, 27.2, something like that. Okay. So in that case, we came below the golden ratio, but it didn't stay there. It pushed back up. These candles that pushed down were immediately met with bullish activity that pushed it back above here. Okay. So another example there of how you could use it. Let's look up the next time. Let's come here. Okay, so now I see another impulsive move, and I'm just doing this a couple of times just so you kind of get the idea of how we're going to use this. Let's take this move. So now this time we move from here up to this, and price pulled back again pretty strongly. Let's see what that measure is. Start at the bottom, go to the top of that first move, and let's see how much price pushed back. And so the stronger the move, the better the price adheres to this golden ratio, the stronger the move is going to be. So if it pulls back only to maybe the 50 area and doesn't quite get to the 618, that's usually going to be a strong move. If it pushes beyond that, possibly could be going up, but you might want to get a little more information. In this particular case here, price pushed up again. So we started here around 26,000, just say 450. Price pushed all the way up to 30,000. And so many people were chasing Bitcoin at this point, thinking, oh man, this is the time. It's getting ready to go to $50,000. Let's take it now. It pushed all the way up, and we had a substantial pullback. This time it pulled back from 30,000, came all the way back down to 28,000 again. So a $2,000 pullback. But if you notice here on the fib level, it's still a strong bullish move because we held that 61.8 level. It did not come back to 27.9. If price had come back to this level and pushed down below, maybe that move is not as strong, but it held again this golden ratio zone between the 50 and the 618. So here's a third opportunity we had to buy Bitcoin, 28,000 range. Buy it again here. And now we see this next move was just a very strong move up. And we continued to just go up and up and up, and continued again up and up and up. And so I think that's enough for this particular video, just to show how the fib level can be used to help us find some of these kind of entries. I'll come back a little bit later. Let me before I do that, because now that we've made all of these big moves up, we want to say, well, okay, if I missed this, is now a good time to buy Bitcoin? And I'm going to use this on a little bit larger scale, using the fib level so you can see some of these overall resistance levels. So I'm going to zoom way, way out and come back and see when was the last time Bitcoin came up to this price level. That's where it is now. So if I zoom all the way out, again, here I'm on the daily chart. The last big area that I see where price was, close to this area was back here in March of 2022. And so we had this zone here, March of 2022, the price of Bitcoin was around 48,300 or so. So we can do the Fibonacci. You can use it in the reverse way as well. It works well for a downtrend. So if I'm going to look at this downtrend, I'm looking to see, is Bitcoin ready to break these previous highs or not? So if I did my fib level on this downtrend back here from March, I'm going to measure. This is the top of the move. I'm going to measure it all the way down to where it stopped. And I'm going to see what are my fib levels going up. And I'll show you how those look. So let's do that. Let's start here. This is the top. Drag it all the way down to the bottom of the move, which somewhere was around November 25th or so of 2022. Okay, now let's look and see how we handled that 618 level. Here, the golden ratio was at the 618. And so it says a strong pullback of this would have been for Bitcoin to push all the way back up to this 61.8 level, around 35.7. So now that it pushed past that, obviously price continued to go up. We're wanting to see, well, relative to where the price was before, how much can this thing continue to push up? And so for that, we want to look at the same Fibonacci tool. We can look at these levels beyond the 618 as potential resistance areas. Okay. And by resistance areas, I say depending on the asset, one, mindset I like to use, especially for cryptos, is if we pass the 618 area, for a support or resistance, if we generally pass that 618 area, most likely, price is going to go to between the 78.6 and the 88 level. For cryptos, that's most of the time, that's where we're going to see price push before you see some significant pullback to come back and test this golden ratio. Okay, so what that means, and in my opinion, what it means for Bitcoin, and this could be wrong because the market does what the market does, right? I'm talking strictly from a technical analysis standpoint using this particular tool. What that may mean is that, what it would mean to me is that we've already pushed down here, we've come back, we've passed this golden ratio area, and we've come past the 78.6 and up to the 88 level. So right now, I'm still on the daily chart. We really pushed above this 88 level. But as of right now, I'm going to keep zooming in here. As of right now, we have not had a candle close above this 88 level. And so my analysis and forecast would be that until we get a daily candle close above this 88 level, that the price of Bitcoin is going to fall back down, and it's most likely going to fall back down to test this golden ratio here, this 61.8 level. We broke above this level once here several days back. Let me get rid of this ad. This was around the 15th of November. So we pushed above that, immediately came back and tested. Pushed up above, immediately came back and tested. And so I just drew this fib level based on the previous price action. But I want you to see how unique it is that price is respecting this same level. These candles pushed up, they came exactly back to this level. Pushed up again, came exactly back to this level. Why did the price come back exactly to 35,800 area? It's because that golden ratio. And so I think that's very unique, and you'll see that pattern over and over if you start to use this Fibonacci tool. And there, so again, here with Bitcoin, just strictly relative to using the Fibonacci tool as your technical analysis tool, it says and highly suggests that the price of Bitcoin, unless we close above this 44,300 price, unless we get a daily close above that, the price of Bitcoin is probably going to pull back to this 36,000 area. Possibly, if it's going to be a strong move, I would suggest we watch closely these previous fib levels. It could just pull back to the 78.6 level and then come up and come above. But if we do not get a close above this area here, it's going to be very difficult for us to get to the 50,000 and 50,000, 52,000 area, something like that, that people are kind of forecasting that the price of Bitcoin could get to. So that's just in my opinion, again, using the tools here, but I would more likely expect this to pull back to this area here. If we come to this 78.6 area and find strong support and push back up, very likely we're going to 50 and 52,000 or so and beyond, maybe. But most likely is going to come back here and retest this zone here. We've got to build a strong floor at this golden ratio area. And so that's, pretty much it for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this particular video. Just talking about the Fibonacci. I'm going to do a separate one talking about the Fibonacci extension. And the extension is a way to help us to determine, once we have satisfied the golden ratio, where price is going to go. If I'm buying this asset and I've bought it and I see price going up and up and up, when's a good time for me to get out and take my profit? So we'll do that in the next video. That one will be called the Fibonacci retracement. And so hopefully you guys enjoyed this particular video. Please subscribe here to our YouTube channel. Hit that like button. Leave us some comments and things in here. If there's particular things that you guys want to see us do an analysis on, today I'm here just talking about technical analysis, not our automated trading system. So if there's things like that that you want us to make a comment or so on, please do that. But hit that like button, share this video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.